Dear friends of Salt and Light Media, welcome back to another episode of Hope Between Popes. My name is Father Haig Chahinian. Blessings to you inside Basilica di Maria Maggiore, St. Mary Major Basilica, where right behind me is the tomb of the late Holy Father Pope Francis, who our new Holy Father, Pope Leo, recently visited and prayed alongside, paying respect to his predecessor.
The early days of Pope Leo XIV's pontificate have been marked not by grand declarations, but by deeply symbolic pilgrimages, gestures that speak louder than words. Pope Leo's first visit outside of Vatican City was a pilgrimage to the shrine of our Mother of Good Counsel in Genazzano, a place close to his heart, and deeply significant for the order of St. Augustine, to which, of course, he belongs. The image of Our Lady of Good Counsel, miraculously preserved on the wall of that humble church since the 15th century, has long been a symbol of Mary's gentle guidance in uncertain times. In choosing Genazzano for his first pilgrimage, the Holy Father aligned himself with the Augustinian spirit of inner conversion, prayerful discernment, and complete trust in the Blessed Mother. He prayed there not only for the Church, but for wisdom, for peace, and the grace to listen, just as Mary listened at every turning point of salvation history. Later that evening, Pope Leo made a quiet visit to Santa Maria Maggiore, the oldest Marian church in the West and a place every modern pope has entrusted their pontificate to Our Lady. There he venerated the icon of Salus Populi Romani, the protectress of the Roman people, and paused in silent prayer. But what made this moment all the more poignant was his next step. Descending to the recently placed tomb of Pope Francis, now located in a side chapel of the Basilica. The Holy Father prayed at the tomb of Pope Francis not only for the repose of his soul, but so, through the intercession of our Blessed Mother, he may receive the strength, courage, and wisdom to fatherly lead the Holy Church. Of course, no words were actually spoken, only prayer. A successor honoring the humility and mercy of the one who came before him, a spiritual son remembering his spiritual father. On the morning following his Marian pilgrimages, Pope Leo descended into the Vatican grottos to celebrate the Eucharist at the tomb of St. Peter, the first Mass of his pontificate in this sacred space at the heart of the Church's apostolic foundation. Concelebrated with members of the College of Cardinals and key leaders of the Roman Curia, the liturgy took place in the hushed stillness beneath the Grand Basilica just steps away from St. Peter. The fisherman and first bishop of Rome is believed to be buried. In his homily, Pope Leo reflected on the words of Christ to Peter, "Feed my sheep." Here, he said, beneath this rock, we are reminded that the authority entrusted to Peter is not one of dominance but of service. It is here, in the shadow of his bones, that the weight of this office becomes real, not as a burden of prestige, but as a call to sacrificial love. The Holy Father spoke of the Church's need to return to the essentials, to Christ, to communion, to compassion. He reminded those gathered that true reform begins not in structures but in hearts, hearts conformed to the cross and shaped by mercy. He said, "We stand on holy ground, not because of marble or memory, but because here the blood of a martyr became the seed of the Church, and today we too must be willing to give not just our voice but our lives for the gospel." A new pontificate, consecrated not only in palaces or applause, but in prayer at the place where the Church was born in martyrdom, fidelity, and love. The first few days of Pope Leo's pontificate have truly been rooted in prayer, reflection, and his own spirituality. From his personal retreat to visiting his predecessor, to celebrating Mass with his brother cardinals at the tomb of St. Peter himself. We continue to pray for the Holy Father and follow his example of taking that time to making sure that we start every single journey in that same prayer and reflection. God bless you all.